everyone, and welcome to The Insider, the ongoing video series that keeps you up to date on everything Independence Pro Wrestling. I am the voice of IPW, J-Rod. Before we enter 2025, we must first recap the finale of 2024, Cold War. The event began with IPW champion Jamal King, Cyber champion LaDon Sanders, and Jackson Stone of Black Excellence coming to the ring to remind us that they remain at the top of the food chain. They were cut off by former IPW champion Chad Alpha. Alpha still has sour grapes that he never got a rematch against King, and knows he would have to go through each member of Black Excellence if he wanted one. So who better to start with than the Shogun, Jackson Stone? Stone accepted Alpha's challenge, and what a way to start Cold War, as these two brutes beat the hell out of each other. A bloody Chad Alpha was looking for the jackhammer, but Jackson Stone gouged Alpha's eyes and lifted him up for the Falcon Arrow-like maneuver to pick up the win. Chad Alpha, being the former IPW champion, makes this a huge win for Stone. That wasn't enough though. Sanders and King returned to ringside to jump Chad Alpha after the match. But when number one contender Big Jorge sprinted to the ring with a steel chair, Black Excellence retreated, leaving King's belt behind. Big Jorge raised the IPW championship above his head, potentially foreshadowing what was on the horizon, as Jorge and King would go at it in our main event. The second match of the evening was a triple threat, featuring Invictus, Dragon Jones, and Casey Tempest. The winner of the match would be our final entrant into the Rumble match on January 19th. Once again, Derek Wolf immediately started trashing Dragon Jones, and it seemed like any time I defended him, Derek would just get more pissed. Just as Jones was about to win the match, Derek left the commentary booth and bashed Dragon Jones over the head with his iPad. This left an opening for Casey Tempest to win the match and the coveted final spot in the Rumble. Jam asked Derek Wolf later in the night what his deal was with Jones, and it simply boiled down to a hatred that only Derek Wolf could understand. Dragon Jones got a chance to speak on Wolf as well.
Backstage at IPW Cold War, and I'm trying to get an interview with Dragon Jones after he was just attacked by Derek.
I got something to say. Derek Wolf, you've been talking shit about me for months, and I've let it slide. But today, like a coward that you are, you want to take him from behind with the iPad? If you think you're so much better than me, how about me and you finish this off? You come out of retirement, and at the next show, I whoop your ass.
Next up was the debut of IPW newcomer Jay Scott as he took on Tyler Dynamite. Scott, a roughneck prick, was a bastard to the fans as soon as he came out and kept that mean streak throughout the match, eventually dropping Dynamite right on his head and getting the pin. This was impressive. The guy appears to have it all. We will be watching his career moving forward with great interest. Three Hearted has been in each other's throats lately, mostly due to the fact that Max Morrison has been flirting with the idea of rejoining Jeremiah Nazareth since the summer, and Mondo Real is fed up. Looking to smooth things over, Jimmy Shallwood brought Max and Mondo out to try to get everyone to hug it out. Max Morrison offered no resistance whatsoever and apologized outright. Mondo Real, on the other hand, had no interest in making up. Real went as far as to say he is ready to cut Morrison off and kick him out of Three Hearted. Real then gave Hype an ultimatum: it's me or him. Right then, Brutus Dillon emerged. Dillon trashed Three Hearted and blamed his loss in the Warfare match against the Hexus Collective. Dillon challenged Three Hearted to a match, but this time he brought in a crew that he believed could carry their weight: the Midwest Misfits. The team of Brutus Dillon, Chris Malvado, and Ominous Ramirez took it to Three Hearted, who couldn't keep it together. Max Morrison would inadvertently cost his team the match, furthering Mondo Real's frustration. Morrison apologized over and over to his friends, but Real wanted none of it. And while Shallwood looked conflicted, he dismissed the apologies as well. Are we seeing the collapse of Three Hearted? Gleeful that he finally got one over on Three Hearted, Brutus Dillon let us know that he has big things planned moving forward with his new allies. The Midwest Militia is here to fuck shit up. With Cyber Championship #1 contender Nate Cobain on the shelf after the attack committed on him by Black Excellence, LaDon Sanders was able to instead compete in a title versus title match against Michiana champion Anderson Knight. This match was one of the best of the night. The arrogance of LaDon Sanders almost cost him his championship, as Anderson Knight hit the Nightfall and would have gotten the pin if not for Jamal King, who came to LaDon's rescue, pulling him out of the ring and waiting on the outside until Sanders was counted out. Anderson Knight won the match, but not the Cyber Championship. After King left, a frustrated Anderson Knight grabbed the microphone and told King, quote, "If you get in my business again, I'm gonna fuck you up." A stern warning from the Michiana champion to the IPW champion. Maybe we'll see another double title match in the near future. As for LaDon Sanders, he had a message after the show pertaining to the Cyber Championship #1 contender, Nate Cobain, who Sanders will defend against at Rumble on January 19th.
Nate Cobain, I know that you got your ass beat by my boys a couple weeks ago. Well, at Rumble, I'm gonna slap the dog shit out of your bitch ass, alright?
The Yoopers agreed to put the tag team titles on the line against one Hexus and the unknown leader of the Hexus Collective. One of the scariest looking individuals in IPW history came through the curtain next. The leader of the Hexus Collective goes by the name of Julius Iscarius. Jam has done a little digging, and it turns out this guy is an orderly at an insane asylum. We believe he is checking patients out of the clinic and using them as fodder here at IPW, which explains why there are so many. Why is he forcing them into masks? And why he has no problem using Hexus 9 as a human shield several times during the match. The Yoopers were able to get past these two with their titles, but Iscarius brutally attacked both Jay Lee and Rebnar Gutlock after the match. With a big upset at Warfare, Thunder Kitty LaFleur lost her recently gained women's championship to the Honey Badger Lil Missy. LaFleur activated her rematch clause, but the party was crashed by a returning Stella Buho, who demanded to be part of the match. With a desire to be labeled a fighting champion, Lil Missy accepted the triple threat. That would be her downfall though, as Stella Buho won the match and became the first ever 3-time IPW Women's Champion. Afterwards, the new champion chose to stomp out both LaFleur and Missy, perhaps letting everyone know that her third reign at the top isn't going to be as happy-go-lucky as the first two. The most highly anticipated grudge match in IPW history between former tag team partners turned bitter rivals Josh Raymond and Terry Van Avery took place at War on the Shore 4. At Cold War, they finally got a chance to run it back. These two beat the living shit out of each other all around the arena. Josh Raymond tried his best to use that fucking chain he's been using since winning their first match, just like he's done in every match since. But the referee had his head on a swivel this time. Eventually though, Raymond stuffed the chain in his mouth to hide it and climbed into the ring with a chair. The chair was just a diversion. As soon as the ref grabbed it and turned his back, Raymond spit the chain out, wrapped it around his fist, and took a swing at TVA. But Terry was ready for it this time. He would duck the punch and hit Raymond with a low blow, causing Raymond to drop the chain. Terry picked up the chain, wrapped it around his fist, and knocked Josh Raymond the fuck out before hiding the chain in his pants and pinning Josh Raymond 1, 2, 3 to finally exact revenge. The main event and final match of 2024 was finally here. Big Jorge challenged IPW champion Jamal King. King started strong, but Jorge absolutely would not be denied. Jorge seemed to get stronger and stronger through the match, and this seemed to concern Black Excellence, leading LaDon Sanders coming down to ringside to distract Jorge. This did not work though, and ended up leading to Sanders getting his ass kicked by Jorge. Big Jorge rose to the occasion, and after the Barrio Bomb, surely had King beat. Just as the ref was about to count to 3, Jackson Stone pulled him out of the ring, and Black Excellence attacked Big Jorge, causing a disqualification. Black Excellence found a ladder in the back room and used it to bust Big Jorge wide open before King climbed to the top of it and posed with the title. Just like in the match, Jorge refused to stay down. After Black Excellence left ringside, Jorge said that if King wanted to attack him with a ladder, then let's run this thing back in a ladder match in 2025. We still have no answer from King, and we have word this isn't the only challenge coming Jamal King's way.
Misery loves company. Considering that, after burying Josh Raymond, I think it's only fitting that I bury somebody right next to him, and the only person I can think of is Jamal King. I want the IPW championship, and King has it. And I know King likes to roll with an entourage. Considering that, I'd be stupid to come by myself, right? But I don't need a big group like he's got. I'm coming with one other guy. And the reason that I feel comfortable coming with just one other guy is because he's that damn good.
That concludes this edition of The Insider. Join us on Saturday, January 18th at Royal Scott in Lansing, Michigan. as IPW presents Guilty as Charged. And on Sunday, January 19th at Home's campus in Ann Arbor, as IPW presents Rumble.